What is up, podcasters? Welcome back into another Forbidden Fruit episode. And in today's episode, we have a special guest. I'm not gonna do introduction for you. He's gonna quickly introduce himself. Just your quick name. You wanna pass the mic? Your quick name and what you do quick.
Okay.
Hectic. I thought it was gonna be like a whole intro. This is Anyway, that's fine. It's fine.
They already know us. So.
Yeah, no. This is Ntsika and Ntsika Kwamzananda. Keep it real. From the 041, straight out of Brigado. My nigga has a song, by the way, called Straight Out of Brigado. You must check that shit out if you can. Pushing shit in Cape Town. Shout out to that nigga. But yeah, I'm a civil society guy. I'm an international youth activist, recognized globally. So yeah, that's what I do basically. Like a little snippet of what I do.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Okay, so let's dive straight into this concept of entrepreneurs. Let's start let's dwell on it. So with this whole thing of being an entrepreneur, let's say like you wanna like get started. What would you say when a shakes? How would you advise him to start off like this whole journey of being an entrepreneur? Fit.
I mean, being an entrepreneur is bringing up the idea and taking it into action and it. Mm-hmm. So like everyone has an idea of a business or something that they want to be involved, no start go. So kuba keza boundaries ukuthi what's stopping you okanye uzocinga finance okanye who's gonna help okanye uzocinga the main things that you're gonna need to start the idea yakho.
Yeah.
So what I'd advise being in the field already, as I said, we started a channel on the idea. We also have any business, but as I mentioned so siyapusha fit. So advertise lento senzayo is kuqala business is to start fit, like we register, bring in the idea, network nabantu who are already in the field. As we said, Ntsika has got some knowledge and a network anayo on this type of business. So get in contact nabantu who are already in the business. So bangacebisa phi to officially start lento yenzayo.
I'm keen to hear what Ntsika has to say about this whole thing.
I'm so sorry to I'm looking down. I know I'm looking down because I'm just trying to post this thing on IG at the same time. So
it's alright.
I will be done with it in a second.
Okay. So when I play, what do you think for you to like play with your business? So you're like, okay, idea is a scenario, like, but how do we start? What comes to your mind for like?
How do we start what?
Like a business.
We've already started a business.
Like, how would you advise one that wants like get into a business? Like, let's say I have ideas, but I don't know where to start.
Keep it short from the point of view. Before we started Yongelendo, what was going through your mind? Like, study business. Like, kangocinga like hiccups okanye into sazinid okanye yayibona masikwaye setup yethu. We used what we've got. Snell lavalier mics, we've got those kind of mics. It was fun, but they all pick up the same thing. And so what was going through your mind? Go sikala lewe. Like why we think might be professional okanye should we keep it short and simple okanye as we introduce a forbidden fruit, it's lendo senzayo. Because short and simple.
Which so when it first started, I was nervous at first because like I've never been in such thing before. But then I do believe like if you want something to happen, izokwenzeka choose. You just have to believe in yourself. The worst part is that we had nothing to start with, just small stuff.
Yes.
But as we kept on going, izinto ezachintsha. We've got new stuff now. The mic, we've got audience, progress, bro. Like that's what matters. So if you wanna start this kind of stuff, you just got to believe in yourself and dedicate everything you've got
into it.
Yeah. I don't think anything can bring you down if like on a dedication, Joe. If you're dedicated, yeah.
Easy.
It's very easy.
Awucinga wena masithi in terms of i-haters okanye masithi abantu competition yakho. Would you, if uzivelile into ezilawo, would you stop and yenza?
Ezawizohlala ziphana juice. They are just there to prove but like negativity will always be there. You just gotta keep being positive.
Oh, you go Thakathwa.
Oh, Thakathwa. Ngoku at this stage. Back then, I would say ba yo. I qale Thakathwa is real too.
It is.
Thakathwa is real, ndoyika. But ngoku I'm at the point now like Thakathwa andoyika jo but ndiyazi bayikhona andizoyiqala yabo andizoyidelela ikhona it's real. But you are unweak.
Let's hear what Ntsika has to say about being an entrepreneur and the risk.
Maybe we need insight now.
No.
So like basically tell us icheni yakho ikalepi and how did you get to the point ukuyo? Maybe like ukomdo mameleyo pana yabona. On he or she wants to take on the journey tell us Kalepi.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for two distinctions because I do two completely different things.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur and I'm also a international youth activist. So now I would want to know obviously if we're talking about my activism or if we're talking about my entrepreneurship. So I can give you those two different journeys because they're not the same.
You can do both. Entrepreneurship.
We can do both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start with the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Let me start with entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is really something that's in my family. So like I've really just always been surrounded by business and business thinking, the business mind. It's just always been within the family, still is. So I grew up in that mindset. I grew up thinking business concepts when we were singing, because that's all we had. I've got business books all over my study. I've got a study at home and it's just business books, psychology. My grandmother was a journalist, so I've got some psychology books and then English literature, which is, I love literature and all that stuff. So, business was just always around. And then immediately when I got to high school, I thought to myself, damn it, I need to start a business. I need to get into business. What am I going to get into? And I called a friend of mine, Tonga Doi, great guy. Called him and I said, look, let's start this business. Let's think of a business. And I was saying to him, the easiest business you can start is a brand. T-shirt. T-shirt company's easiest. And that's where we started off. That was a complete flop. But I like flops. Flops are good. Yeah. So that was a complete flop. Threw about 400 Rand each into it. That's a waste. 800 Rand gone with the water.
What made you Ongele business flop?
No, look, definitely we were still young. You must remember that.
Try holding
the mic up. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Things, I don't want to be weird about it and look like I'm. Sorry. So we were kids, so obviously we didn't have really the whole projection, thing. Now if you tell me we're starting a business, like right now I just launched a new company, and if you want me to walk you through that company, I'm going to be showing you four different documents, giving you 4 different angles to the company.
What's the name of the company?
I'm fighting, by the way, with CIPC. I must tell you, weird story. Okay. Hey, can I say? I can say that. I think I can say that.
Okay.
So the name of the company was supposed to be Global Diplomacy Institute, but then they told me that the name is too similar to some social science and development diplomacy institution. And I'm like, that's such a long name. There's no symmetry there at all, but I'm trying to challenge that. But the name we currently have is International Diplomacy Academy. So
given by them, or
that was my second option, because they allow you to give like 5 options, I think, and then
I think 5
on order, five options, and then on order of preference, that's the one they select. But I am trying now. I'm trying to apply to the press a complaint with the companies tribunal, try to get the name back, because I don't think there's any symmetry there. But anyway, so business, I've been through a couple of businesses, ran through a couple within construction, ran out of construction, came back to when I got to university in Johannesburg. I thought of I was forced to think about it. I did a BCom law degree, and business management 1A was one of our first courses. So within the first semester, we were told to do a business pitch and drop a whole business plan and then pitch it. So I came up with this elaborate, and also we're in Sandton. You must remember, Varsity College is in Sandton in Johannesburg, so we were staying in Sandton, and I had to account for the market of Sandton, which is a very good market to account for. It's like extremely, it's perfect. So I came up with this whole plan, and I pitched it, and I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, you know what? I put so much effort into it, by the way. I was like, this is actually a great idea.
Yeah.
Very feasible. It was a feasible idea. Oh. It was a marketable idea. Okay. And also, the same people that stayed in those houses were in my university, so it would be easy to get them to talk to their parents to take the thing. It was a domestic company thing, but I don't want to go into that details now. But yeah, it was that whole thing, and then obviously I came back to PE for other work reasons. So yeah, that had to go out the window. But obviously, you drop businesses, some businesses you stay in and whatnot. You have to make the entrepreneurial space is a difficult one, and I've been out of it now for like a year. I think I've been out of the space for a year now, but I'm back in the space. So obviously I come back with new information, new knowledge, and I'm heated. I'm excited to be back. So
nice.
Entrepreneurship is hectic, guys. It is hectic. It is a roller coaster, but obviously, as you said, you need to persevere. Work through it.
Stand on the ground.
Yeah.
That's
a quick question. Since you said you've been throughout as industry in entrepreneurship, like you've been starting and losing a business, so in experience, so masithi umuntu ofuna ukuqala business out there ngeyiphi industry okanye what type of business idea that could work out okanye le uyenzayo ngoku maybe uyibona inencasa bona.
Okay, sorry, it's fucking hot, that's what so industries that are I think it's fine there. I think industries right now that are great or have a healthy market, definitely tech is the big one right now. Tech has so much space, especially within AI development is huge. Medical technology is huge. You can look at organizations like GSDA, or we call it GESTA. They do a lot of work. Also, I think they've got a whole network thing with South Africa as well. And I'm not too sure. I think Professor Pakang was running that. So, there are those opportunities there within that field. Tech, big one. Construction, infrastructure will never die, guys. Like infrastructure is a big one. Infrastructure is a big one. Definitely, I always advise people to go in there. But obviously, it's very difficult to get into as well. But obviously, I think you use construction. Construction is an easy gateway there, and I've always I like ideas like you. Obviously, we try and think big ideas, but
you have to start small.
I always tell people try scale down. So I think of a big picture, I see the big picture, and then I scale down, and I keep scaling down, and then you keep making it smaller within the same box. Though you don't take it out of the box, and you just scale down the box to a degree or box where you are capable, and then once you get to that I'm capable space,
then you
build, and then that's what we were talking about in that conference, scaling. But you need to know how to scale. Some people don't know how to scale. Some people really don't know how to scale. Scaling is a difficult trick as well. You must be able to know when to scale and when not to scale. And sometimes people scale too soon, and then you realize that now you've got too much, whereas the market is too little, and that's a big problem. So that's also things you look at within entrepreneurship. But you just the markets that you can get into that are easy, and food is also easy. Food is an easy market to get into.
Food will always be the easy.
Food.
Yeah, so the typical stuff, and farming. But farming is supply chain. Supply chain at farming is difficult, but farming is also a nice one to get into.
Farming is in agriculture.
Agriculture. That industry is a very nice industry to get into, and you can start again small within your garden. I've got a pretty big garden at my house, so obviously it depends on your size of your garden, and you can do a lot. I support farming.
Talking about how food, most of entrepreneurs around up, there's so many people born I think it's street food. You find that But you feel like we also like lacking in terms of like quality street food.
What's quality street food?
You're talking about diversion and one.
No. I'm talking about the kotas, like makatiti, like quality. You find that
we've lost.
Sikhona, like as businesses around, but you find that
quality
in terms of quality, it's not really born. About to just say for picking up with finances.
I think maybe it's because it doesn't sell as it used to. Yeah, people are used to it now and they can do it for themselves. Okay. So it doesn't sell as it used to.
But ehlobethisha ngayo quality yabona, because we met up nalamjita uhosi utazikota. He emphasized on
from Uma.
The one who won the prize.
He won the prize. I didn't go the second day, I'm sorry.
He won the pitching competition.
He won the pitching competition.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's great.
I think we have to host him in one of our
we're gonna host him probably one of the episodes.
Definitely, that's exciting news. I must definitely find a way to congratulate.
Will he bring food?
Yeah, we're gonna. It's gonna be chill, like this kind of chill, whereby we're just eating, enjoying the quarters while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like emphasizing on Londo, he mentioned in Dubana the quarters that we have around Apikasi, they're not as authentic or as seko.
That giving chingizi.
So, it's more of imvelaphi, because back then zazenza ngomama bethu nindoni yabo, and then maybe horse and I picked it up from umzali wakhe because they do catering and all. So he knows the authentic
the taste of
the taste because he mentioned the archer.
I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
And then abantu balapha bayibona nje from Istanbul qamba ke kukikanda kukipaluni.
When it comes to spices, they don't understand.
Okay. So now venture dibanisa ithengisa aka I think I said this to him too. I think I did say that to him, that the cultures aren't the same. So like obviously you go to street culture or street food in Johannesburg, and Belipana, like obviously I stayed there. So you go Kwamaimai, you go to, in fact even I stayed in North Joburg, close to North Cape. There was a I was xenophobic. I wasn't understand.
Even the Malaysians, they put like that. The Malaysian people running that, and that's not even their culture, but they were selling, amakuinya and shit like that, and inspired all the time. So I don't think in Dogbana it's that people don't want to make kotene acha, it's just that they don't know it. So it's never really been a PE thing to have the acha everybody, Whereas in Joburg, they eat acha with everything. Like they put acha on their bread. So it's like it's an everyday thing for them. Like even in my household, and by the way, my housemate came from Durban. So when he was also not into it. But the moment we moved in and we started having the food from our friends, we started buying acha too. It was a monthly thing. Because you get so used to it. Culture
is acha
it is that good. It is it really is that good.
Dude,
have you ever
it used to be there, but
I know the name though.
They sell it in PE though.
They do sell it. What's
at the stores like Spa and shit like that, you'll find it. You can swear in this thing.
Yeah, you can.
Why not?
Forbidden
fruit we go as much as possible. So, okay. And Kasi, like when you expand this whole conversation, like, what are also the risk side of being an entrepreneur, like having to put yourself out there, like
you're gonna lose money. That's one of the first things you need to
accept,
agree, and accept. Like you're gonna lose money, you're gonna get no's. You're gonna feel pathetic at times. Definitely, those things are all come with the
competition.
Yeah, even like you know how down you feel. Like let's say for your podcast, for example, you guys post, and then and you're expecting, like, obviously, I don't know how you guys work, but like I had a podcast as well with another guy with Lens of Law, and we were discussing legal things last year, all things legal. and we had projections. So we'd say the first 3 days, this is how many numbers we'd want, and then first 7 days, this is how many more numbers we want, and then you don't get those projections. But obviously, you work according to the numbers you've seen in the past, so you project
exactly.
and then some videos don't do as best as the others, and then it just drops, and then you feel that, you know, as if the video did shit, whereas it could do better in the long term. But Zen's like a way in business, like, whereas you just, and I feel like you have to accept it. You're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose businesses in general. Some businesses are gonna die. Some businesses won't make it, and you might like the business, but well, get over it. You know, the business is dead. So there are things like that are gonna happen, and you just have to accept it. But you must be able to like narrow down and always like, you don't bring emotions into this thing. That's why I always try and tell people. And I know it's difficult because some people are really emotional. So. But really in business and in politics, and I'm very much in politics. That's why I've got like, it's very easy for me to like, I shouldn't say that, but it's very easy for me to turn off my emotions and then make a decision, like a conscious intellectual decision, and like I make an intellectual decision. I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it, and that's that. Or the emotions of it I throw aside, and that's what you actually need if you're going to run the thing sustainable. If you're going to be emotive about everything, it's going to be very difficult to get anything done.
I love the fact that you mentioned emotions and how they go into a business now. Like, I feel like maybe like most abantu, like one of the reasons why businesses also die like because putting emotions into business, right?
Like, and you get greedy. You get greedy. Like I've seen, like I've speak to some young people, and they like tell me they're drawing up pictures for investors. And also, I don't understand that, by the way. Young people like us, we love. Oh, someone's calling me. It's my grandmother.
Shit, you can answer that real quick. But mainly on being an entrepreneurs, mainly of taking risk of it. If uzo investor low 100 rand, 500, kanye 400 as Ntsika mentioned, don't take that to heart, fit. You accept to buy mgile. In business, whether you make a revenue or not, ipan, feel buy and I don't make this thing back, or you overthink, start fit, whatever revenue now.
And I think in terms of like finances, like people should corner this thing of that I'm currently like this other book in Ifuna. It's all about the finances. It's Robert Kiyosaki talking about profit and loss kind of calculations and how to move as a business. Like let's say I'm selling and then when abantu are coming through, you find that banner all that, you know, as Ntsika mentioned, you don't have to move in your emotions with that. Like, I know you banner, okay, we show me up, but we're talking business. So this is one, we're talking business. So I'm giving you, but what is that gonna bring into business? And how is it gonna grow also from that? So as you know, patterns that about like fall into continuously. So much okay, no, but I ask how far that is gonna take your business into. So this is so profit and loss kind of measures and the finances. One must start here, I would say, from the note that I'm currently reading. And coming back to Robert Kiyosaki, I forgot the name, but you got Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert's got some nice books.
You also turned into
I think you also mentioned his last time, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I've gone through that one already as well.
Good
also
good.
Recommend Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Books.
Obviously I do fit. When I recommend it now.
I don't read books.
In terms of
I wanted to talk about the event based school last time where we met Ntsika and all. Like, what was the event all about? Okanye, how did we get to network? Okanye, what business heads, okanye entrepreneurs do they born in the source of networking? What's the main point of networking?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was I'm so confused.
Narrow it down, but what's the main point?
What is the main point of networking? Main point of networking, look, and I want to find the right wording now. I think Bliss even said in the last minute, but it's a very typical saying, you know, if you wanna go quickly, you go alone. But if you want
Shout out Bliss from X Factor.
yeah, Bliss would be a shout out to him. Yeah. But if you want to go far, you take people with you.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to make it far, you take a lot of people with you. And then one of my mentors, Professor Bonang Mohale, he says he's got a book says Lift As You Rise, called Lift As You Rise, and it's an amazing book. And I think those synopsis is so amazing because like
Lift As You Rise.
You just can't keep going if you do not bring people behind you. I'm big on pulling up people. As I go. If I've got an opportunity, I'm gonna plug. My Instagram is a big plug source. I'm always posting opportunities there, whether it's UN opportunities, organizational opportunities around the world.
What's your Instagram real quick?
At Ntsika .mzananda. Yeah.
You can add that down on the
put it in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting to say that so long, bro. Like finally, drop that in the comment section. I've been waiting to say that. What was I saying? Yeah. So I do post a lot of opportunities there. So I do believe in giving opportunities, even with the new business of mine. Mm-hmm. It's literally just a business where I've started just to give opportunities back to Port Elizabeth. Particularly Port Elizabeth high schools. Obviously, I'm going to be branching out within my first year. I'm actually planning to branch out to Cape Town and Joburg, so I'm going to be branching out. But we're launching here in PE because I'm really starting it for the PE people, the PE high schools. I think there's a lot of talent here. There's just not enough opportunities. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I'm excited about that. Obviously, you want to turn a profit, so I will be turning a profit. But it is big opportunities that I'm trying to bring here for the young scholars within the diplomatic space, because I believe not enough people know about diplomacy here as a career. And I'm working in that space. And I see so many opportunities. I'm seeing so many young people leaving the country at young ages of 20, 21, 22, 23, and they staying overseas, building lives for themselves. I'm not saying run away from South Africa, these are like 2-year contracts, and then they come back with all that skill and all that knowledge and some money saved up, and they can build something here. So I'm like, these are opportunities that young people should be taking. And also, by the way, I'm not critiquing South Africa. I've got a colleague in I don't think Nigeria. I've got so many colleagues in Africa, but I've got a colleague. I think he's from Nigeria, and he wanted to come down to South Africa. I was helping him out with his application for UWC. So South Africa is still a hot spot. I'm not saying people don't want to come here. There are many students from across the diaspora that want to be studying here. But the people are walking from Zimbabwe into South Africa. So it's like there are opportunities here. I'm not saying there aren't, but if you get an opportunity to go overseas, take it. You need to learn and expand your knowledge. I'm big on that, and I don't think we've got those opportunities ever, so I'm bringing that shit here. And Oplus are doing the same. So shout out to Oplus as well. Oplus are doing the same. Omdu are doing the same thing. And I didn't know about
shout out to Omdu marketing.
Youth Symposium. If Oplus didn't invite me and hook me up, I would have never known. And I'm from PE, so I was asking Oplus, where the hell did you meet this guy? I'm from PE, bro. How do I not know them and I know you? But so that's one of the most important things about networking, like that meeting each other, because that's where you're gonna that's where you're gonna have that opportunity to take more people with you. Umtu now has put on many young kids like Balandoni say VP, Kwezi Landela. Yes, Kwezi Landela. I think he's a big talent. By the way, I see the talent. I really want to, I want to start talking to that boy. I think I can really help that boy out. And I've got plans for him. So I'm definitely trying to get in contact with that.
Shout out.
I think he's got major skill, major talent. I think there's a lot. And he's only in grade 9. Yeah, he's only in grade 9. That's why I'm like, crazy. Someone get this kid. Also, Mr. F, I think that was his name. Mr. F.
Fipaza, I think Fipaza.
Something Fipaza, Mr. F, that kid's got a lot of
talent. High
has got so much talent, guys. Woma High has got so much talent. I see it. So I'm like, we need to bring those things here. They damn smart. They damn smart. The ideas are good. So I'm like, we need to bring opportunities to PE, and that's what I'm trying to do within the diplomatic space, of course, because that's my space. I can't bring you into space. I don't know. Diplomatic space, I can try help you out. Business space, I can help you out. Maybe in politics, but I'm Safunda. I don't like trying to be the handyman in politics, because I'm still learning the ropes myself.
So basically, what I've noticed about a PE, up in South Africa, like a band who get into business tend to take business sabo elsewhere when asithi baye abroad okanye
Elon Musk.
yebo Elon Musk ngoba lapha but now he's working kolacala and
Making money for them.
yebo
Did you see
why
what
doesn't he
did?
bring back a business back to South Africa and then employ abantu balapha bone and expand bone bring a revenue, bring back imali apha in South Africa bone wesilawe.
I think we are so corrupt, you know.
Yeah.
We are very corrupt.
In what way? Singamasela.
Yeah.
But isukaphi yonke lapho.
Yima. Did you see what he did?
Lewe robots
Yeah.
no.
Bukela iRobot ka Will Smith.
I know but
I saw that link,
bege
I saw that.
they put the
I think it makes a very sense for to Lawi.
Yeah.
Like in the sense it's corrupt thing. Sizoyenza enye into ngezawi. Yabo ezawe zine purpose yazo.
but coming back lewe to ba corrupt sukaphi lewe no ba corrupt.
Politics.
Yeah.
Also,
Nah,
I've got a big
it's-
problem with
it's-
why do we see black corruption and we don't see white corruption?
That's a good
Corruption
question.
starts
Like America's got corruption.
That's a good question.
America's
Yeah,
got bad corruption.
I mean-
Don't they
But-
have like $31.9 trillion in debt?
Shit.
It-
Speaking of statistics.
it migrated.
I'm a numbers guy, so I like numbers.
What?
That's why I'm like,
We also
But
did, but
clear corruption fit it goes back to being desperate fit one like
Yeah.
abantu balaba desperate too much because of money chance yo to make money okanye bone
I think siqenzelo kakhulu Joe.
yeah but
Yeah.
we should not take that as a downfall fit.
Yeah, I mean like
corruption.
yakudala lo nto like not anymore ngoku. Into semntwini ngoku I think we are free.
But the thing is
We are free to do izinto ezininzi Joe, we just don't.
we're still a young country. Though.
si free as a youth but
Yeah,
our
yeah.
parents are bringing us down on some don't do
Because
this because
they
of
still have that.
banala fear
Yeah, they still have that.
yaibo
You could die, you could
suppress
die.
That's a good one.
yeah so point I'm going to tell is as youth we have fresh minds as mentioned by Womaha and
Yeah.
youth
Yeah, bro.
like we smart fit but is support behind because if was an idea to mzali and pitch the idea on some on some hey we're doing a podcast
Yeah.
he didn't really believe kule dream unibuzile phone unya apply esikolweni nganye itindo yawe
Uyayibona yonke i-podcast.
yeke i-podcast ndondoni esikolweni itindo esigonqa bra okay but yeah so satisfy nawe
But
but
do you
podcast
know, do you know
push
any reason why Ebu's alone? It's
Yeah.
because maybe he thinks like, can you make a living through a podcast?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is
Nah, I
Sandone,
understand
this is
if
Sandone
yeah,
Tafle.
yeah.
Yeah, yabo isikolo uzoba knowledge.
Okay, it could be
You get-
experience. It could be experience.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to school and some this kind of
Yeah.
thing. So no, expect the same out of where.
But the thing is, this call is not for everyone. Fit.
Yeah, as we
Yeah,
mentioned, yeah.
As
but
as networking don't know Yamagozo, like the main thing of a business is consistency
Yeah.
and is to
But
start.
But then you don't know if school is for you or not.
Hey, bro, being schooling and the bonel by phone in is fresh, but I have to start something that's mine, and I don't want to work for someone.
Multitask, bro.
Nah, bruh. I wanna
can
put in the
multitask.
full in mentality and intellectuals. Get on the answer, you know, to
Yeah.
focus on something else that I don't want because I'm pushed
So,
but to
you
satisfy.
don't want school.
But I'm doing this for myself, yabo.
Yeah.
And for no umzalo kanye ndondoni.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
in the
yeah.
end, xa seyipusha lewe izawuphinda bengu okay, yeah, congrats, fit, yabo.
Yeah.
Turns out you prove wrong about school and but and influence nalona if stay in school.
Stay in school.
Okay, my views on that are pretty contrast to yours. Stark contrast, actually. So I don't think we shouldn't look. Our parents are definitely on. They're not wrong when they say Masyo Funda. They're very much not wrong. Bias debated. and the numbers said too. The numbers reflected if you don't do a post-matric qualification, you're 80% chance of falling below the poverty line. You know, so the numbers reflect that. And if you've got a post-matric qualification, I think you've got a 60% chance of being above the poverty line. So now, obviously, you ask yourself where that 20% went. That's also like a very fidgety thing, because also it doesn't, you know, it's not a vice versa thing. You know, if you can do education and still not get a job, South Africa's got that situation right now. The climate says 60%. So you might not get the job, but it boosts you. School is also a form of networking. And I say that a lot. You'll meet a lot of people at school from different circles, different backgrounds, and you know, that can help you in the future. School's a big platform, and I don't think people use school enough. Efficiently. People don't use school efficiently. I go to NMU a lot to go visit. I don't go to NMU, obviously. I said I go to VC. So my friends are there, and I go to NMU a lot to go see my friends, and I'll look at the young. Well, I hate referring to young people as young because I'm so young. I look at
the freshmen.
Yeah, I look at the people in general, the people on the campus, and I'm like, nobody's socializing. Like, well, they're socializing, but nobody's networking. You know, you go into a lecture hall and everyone sits with the people they know and completely divided, you know. You guys are. And I'm thinking to myself, if you could talk to Dion over there in the corner, you could actually find out that, hey, this guy's dad does this and this and this, and that's within my industry, which is my side business. I'm not saying don't have a side business. Have a side business. You know, do things on the side. I recommend it, in fact, because by the time you finish your degree, you want to have a full-on resume. Your degree must just be an extra thing. It's like mine. I don't have a degree yet. I haven't finished my first degree. I'm close, but I haven't finished my first degree. But I've got a long-ass resume. You know, I've got a 2-page CV. You need that
because of
of the stuff I do on the side. No, it's not school.
No, that's cool.
Like stuff I do on the side. That's what fills up my resume. The degree, by the time I'm done, is going to be an extra thing.
I feel like you're very right. Nowadays, like, businesses don't require education. They just want your skill. Your skill. You have to acquire skill. Like,
education's not a bad thing.
You must have it, but
the thing is about school or any business, it's people can't multitask. If they sticking on to one thing, if they going to school as a phone, if they starting a business, they can do either or.
Multitask, then are you an entrepreneur or are you a self-employed?
Nah, that's the thing.
Because I think only a self-employed person can only do one thing. Like I'm an entrepreneur who's planning to build a conglomerate, a Mursa company. The visions I'm thinking of, you know, I'm thinking big business. I'm thinking doing big stuff 10 years from now. I'm not thinking what I'm doing now. You know, I'm thinking huge things, conglomerates, you know, mother bodies. That's what I'm thinking of. Across the continent, by the way, not just in South Africa. And if you're going to do something like that, and if you're going to be dreaming that big, you're going to need to be able to multitask. You know, if you're thinking of building this into the biggest podcast in South Africa or Africa, you're going to need to be able to multitask, because there's going to be partnerships coming in. There's going to be your individual brand that's growing outside of the podcast. You're going to need to be able to multitask all those things.
you should be able
That's what
to
entrepreneurship's
work
about.
under pressure, bro.
So are you a self-employed? Are you self-employed or are you an entrepreneur?
So perks on being an entrepreneur, you have to take risks and you know how to multitask. Network, learn skills.
You must multitask.
Nah, bro.
I love it.
Multitask.
For instance, and I feel like it's
going into depth because there's a lot that I do. Any businesses I'm busy with, so I don't want to go into detail, but I'm in the right track, like in the grand.
Keep it simple.
I don't want to add more. I just want to push us into seasons.
And I love land of like multitasker, man. Like it's so uncomfortable to that point, but you just know, you just have to get it done at the end of the day. And with time, like, you get better, like you get quicker with what you're doing. Like, it doesn't feel as if, I had this much of work. Like, you just get it, like, just get it wrapped up quick as possible because your body is so used to it.
Same thing,
And I feel like people don't want to break patterns for it. You see a lot of work. Let's say you traveled via Denmark and then you're coming back, like, even is so congested, and then the first thing you're thinking, so yenza ngom, so like
People like being comfortable.
Yeah, just to summarize it up, I'm bound to love being comfortable. I love being uncomfortable. I don't want to lie. Like
being uncomfortable is a good thing, bro.
I watched a movie once, and I got this, like, they had this catchphrase of the movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but if you know the catchphrase, then you know the movie.
Yeah.
The guy says, if you don't see a target, you are the target. And I'm like, crazy. Crazy. Like, if you look around and you don't see a target, you are the target.
Shit.
And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Like that.
If you put that in business terms, how would you put it?
Like, for example, my first conference that I was a speaker at was last year at the Eastern Cape Tourism and Heritage Indaba. That was hosted by MBDA, Mandela Bay Development Agency, and we're there, and that's where I met a lot of tourism industry captains, by the way, people like Sean van Eyck and Graham Taylor, shout out to them, great people. So, I am sitting there and I see all these old people. It's very full of old people, by the way, and I'm looking around and I see the sister, Bala's sister, Pinky Bala or something like that, and I'm seeing these big names sitting around here. I'm like, okay, great, We hear the mayor walks in. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, it's a big thing, this is great, and I just got back to PE that time, so I'm like I'm fresh in PE that time, so I'm like, okay, cool, things are going down, and then, I realized, wait, everyone else, I can see everyone else is focused on something different to what I'm focused on. I was focused on everyone else, and I'm seeing people are targeting people. Like on some, when we go to lunch, that's the person I'm talking to. When we go to lunch, I'm going to get her number, his number, and targeting.
That's what happens when you know what you want.
Yeah, that's what happens when you know what you want. You walk into the room, you see the faces, you identify, you're like, target. That's the number I'm going for. That's the number I'm going. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I don't have the target. We walked out after I spoke.
You didn't even target the mayor.
Yeah, I didn't talk because in my mind I was so flabbergasted. It was my first, it was like, so I've been to many big conferences with bigger names than that conference, but it was my first time going to speak. So I'm thinking, shit, I'm thinking about a lot of things. After I spoke, I was one of the last people to speak, and then we walk out. As we walk out, there was about 5-6 different people that came up to me for my number, and I'm like, if you don't see the target, you are the target.
Nice.
You are the target.
Nice.
But all these people that are coming to me are not the people I wanted. I had to send my colleague to go get all the numbers I wanted because I was too busy giving out my number to the people I didn't want to give my number to. Well, not that I didn't want to give, but they weren't my targets.
Yeah.
So now, if I wasn't with my colleague, that whole event would have been a waste of time for me because now I wouldn't have gotten any of the people I wanted. I would have been the target. Now everyone who wanted to get me got me, but I didn't get anyone I wanted to get. So I didn't benefit from the conference. So it's like if you don't see the target, you are the target.
Nice.
But I will say the people that did come to me, if they do see this, guys, I'm not attacking you, and I'm still friends with them. I'm friends with them. I do work with them. The projects are there. It's just that when I was going into the thing, they weren't the initial people I was thinking about because I didn't even know I was going to see them there. By the way, so I'm not saying no hate on them, but they weren't my intended targets. So that's why I'm saying go into rooms with targets, guys. Business. That's my translation for business. See the target.
Sure.
Don't be the target.
Yes. That one goes
Avoid
deep.
being the target.
So when we were starting the podcast, you mentioned that you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You also do something else on the side.
Yes.
Yeah.
International
emphasize
youth
on that.
activist. Yes.
International youth.
Where did that
activist.
start? Crazy journey. One of the best journeys I've had in my life, and I'm still having in my life, and I'm continuing to have. So in grade 12, crazy story. I get an email from a friend of mine who wasn't in South Africa anymore. Left South Africa when we were still in grade 8. Still kids. Left the country, but we're still in contact. Emails me. Obviously, we had changed numbers a lot, so we always give each other's emails so that if we change, because I change numbers like 3 times a year, so like I'm one of those people, Datiika.
You can't keep
Datiika. So because I'm always losing phones and shit like that, so yeah, so I give people my emails so they can always like contact me. And then he tells me about this thing called MUNs. I'm like, Model United Nations, and I don't even know what that is. But I know what United Nations is. Obviously, everyone knows what United Nations is, but I don't know what Model United Nations is. So he tells me about this thing, and he's like, bro, there's applications now for the AYIMUN, which is the Arab Youth International Model United Nations. He's like, just throw your name in the ring, you know. Couple of thousand people are gonna apply, but like just throw it in and see what happens. So I throw my name in, fun, and write down some things. You know, you have to like color it up, you know, make it look nice, send through the application, and they're like, cool. Then I get selected for second round. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, okay, cool, we're doing things, you know. And it was like a whole interview type shit, and I did the interview. I was like, okay, cool, you know. And then that happened, moved on, and then they called me through again, and I was like, yeah. They were like, last meeting. Did my last meeting, cool, did not know what was going to happen. A couple of weeks, maybe even a month went by. Then I get an email with an invite to the AYIMUN, which was a MUN in Dubai. And I'm like, wow.
You're blown off.
Invite comes through and I'm like, whoa.
Exactly.
You know, I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck?
And you've never traveled before?
Yeah, no, I've traveled obviously before that, but like I've never traveled, you know, outside of, you know, the space. So I'm like, okay, I know nothing's crazy, you know, but you're not believing. So I'm like, hey, let me read this whole thing in detail. Hey, brother, they've got the whole itinerary there. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is looking good. And then, yeah, fine. So that's where my career started with international diplomacy.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then follow up after that, I got an invite to the CWMUN, which was in New York. That's the Change the World Model United Nations New York headquarters. Great invite yet again. And I'm thinking to myself, shit, you know, we end this thing. But then I decided, that's when I left business because I was doing all of that stuff, and I was just moved to Joburg, moved to Joburg the following year. So and I'm doing no business, I'm just studying, and I'm doing this thing on the side, your food diplomacy, no kwenza is civil. And then I get called by, I actually saw Project Youth South Africa on Instagram. And then eventually I got in contact with Bangole Zodetsi, who's the founder and chairperson now. He used to be the CEO, but at the time he was the CEO. We get in contact, we start speaking, and then I come on board. It's got a very nice board, and a couple of people just came on that time. Zanokolo King was an artist musician. You must check him out. He's got a song with one of the Bala brothers again, actually the younger one. He's got a song with him. Check him out. There's quite a lot of people on that board, actually, now that I think about it. Can't remember some of their names, actually. What was the white guy's name? Damn, I forgot his name. Ruben Kwatsa. How can I forget his name? He was also a candidate for Parliament for Action SA, by the way. And I think he's in one of the things. I think he's in provincial legislature or something. I'm not sure. He's doing big things because he's not with us anymore. He's not with PLSA anymore. So that's big. And he's one of our founders too. Actually, crazy. So, you know, I get invited there and I'm working with these people, and we're in Civic. My first time in Civic. I've never been in Civic before. It's my first year of university. I'm in Civic. But I've got political contacts because I've been in IK politics understand. And Kule in my family was also very political. My granddad is a Robben Island prisoner. He's been on Robben Island and all that. So activists big in my family. Yeah, back in those days. So it's like, we grew up. But my granddad's a PAC guy, so obviously we grew up with a lot of PAC people coming to our house and all that. That political vibe. So I know a lot of people in politics, and then we started hosting. Obviously, PYSA is a political education and civic education movement. So it was very much in my field, very much in the line, and we did Twitter spaces where we had people like Comrade Carl Niehaus, big comrade from the ANC. He was also in the MK. He did big stuff. Now he's the MP for EFF. He's moved quite a couple of parties, but a great guy. So I had him on the live, had many other people. And then I really started getting involved with the political space from that space. Like from that time onwards, I just really got involved. And a lot of my friends were already in politics as well. So I was attending a lot of ANC Youth League meetings. I'm not a member of the ANC, by the way. I was just attending those stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I would attend.
Don't come after him.
Yeah, and I attended EFF stuff as well. You know, I attended EFF stuff. I was at the march on the 28th of National Shutdown by Ntsika last year on the 28th of March. I was there in the streets of Bramfontein with the fighters. Nice. So, you know, I do go out. We've done, you know, and we're doing a lot this year. Even we had a lot of the presidents and leaders of the political organizations doing videos for us, and we did lives with them on Instagram. People like President Fuyo Zungula of the ATM. There's so many. We've got a lot of people on. So we've been doing a lot. And then, I went into many other organizations, International Changemakers Community, got invited to to join that community, became a United People Global Champion, which is also an international movement, became a champion there. I did a program with Moonshot Pirates earlier in the year, which was a climate challenge thing, create a business that can solve climate change within a month. And we had to do it within a month. It's a crazy business idea that we came up with. I did explain it to you guys, but it's a very long science, so I'm not going to go into it. And today, by the way, exciting news, today they sent me an invite to sit on the youth advisory board.
Nice.
Which is big, big
Snaps
stuff.
to that one.
And Moonshot Pirates is
what did you say there? You've been invited where?
to sit as a youth advisory board member for Moonshot Pirates, which is a educational institution in Vienna, Austria. So a lot of international work coming up for next year.
Austria.
It's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be very exciting work coming up, and I enjoy working, I enjoy being on the ground, I enjoy what I do, I enjoy the politics, I enjoy and I write a lot as well. I write a lot of articles, so I enjoy that type of criticism, and I get a lot of heat sometimes, even for my tweets. Sometimes I tweet too much, but I've taken a break from Twitter, by the way. I think I've been off Twitter for like 3 months now. I've taken a good break, but guys, and I'm gonna be packing punches again, bro. I've been posting this hard again, but it's crazy. I'm talking a lot.
The haters, some from haters and so on. Like, you pick up I'm picking up them. He's been to Dubai, to New York. He's going to Austria. You've traveled the world, bro.
No, I have not. I still need to travel, guys. My passport is empty. We need to fill that passport. I just did a passport recently, and it's empty. I just made one recently because I was preparing for COP.
Bro, I don't even have a passport.
I don't.
My passport is empty,
I've only been in
How
one
do you
place.
guys? What happens?
Yeah, so you're good.
Okay, listen. What happens? Wait. What happens if a forbidden fruit gets called up? Let's say international.
We're
That's where
gonna.
we're
You're
start
gonna
making
get it?
passports.
Let's say they need you guys in a space of a week.
Nah.
That'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
crazy.
You can't be planning in the low way and
But
then
they'd
give
also
us
need
a
to
week.
they'd have to they'd send emails to you, the embassies and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't do it because South Africa is a pretty neutral international country. So a lot of countries around the world have very good relations with us. So embassies would, but I don't know if they'd agree to a week. But a lot of the embassies are very courtesy with South Africa. Yeah, they're very.
How long does it take to make a passport?
Mine took 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, come on, bro. A week needs a week.
Yours took it. Mine took a bit longer actually.
How long did yours
Mine
take?
took about a week and a half. And,
That's
mine took about
crazy.
a week. Yeah, but a week, man. It was around a week and maybe a day or two over. I didn't pick it up for another 2 weeks because I was busy. So I didn't go pick it up by shit.
Quick question: while you were in Dubai, did you ever think of, let me stay?
What happened now?
OBS dude.
Back again.
Yeah.
Do they have beef, pa?
No, they do sell in certain places the meat that they don't eat.
Right, you're in Dubai, they're selling quality food. Fair.
Yeah, no, it's
Come
not.
on now.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad, guys.
Was the question answered though? Was the question answered?
Yeah,
Nice. Simple. Our in. You guys wanna ask any questions?
Our in.
Yeah. My question is pretty simple. When did you start being in business?
I thought I explained business.
Yeah.
But business was difficult on a more serious level. Now I'm Uplis. I know him through even there's a network that we're part of. By the way, another shout out to Kutlwano Muloy, very young guy. I think he's 21. Good friend of mine. Work with him very closely. We're working on something as well, something new. I'm not gonna announce it, but we are working on something. Yeah. And he's got his own network firm. I think it's called the Muloy Business Leadership Network Firm or something like that, And Blessibia is also part of it. I'm part of it. Guys like Donald Mkwanazi are part of it. Big names, man. A lot of people are on it. Kukuletu Mchali, great name in business. Or Chidi Amadi Anaki. I can't say his surname. Cheese are bad, but Chidi knows himself. So shout out Chidi. Spaninzi, we're all on this network, and I'm starting to see how serious business is. I've been seeing it since last year, obviously, before I joined the network, but like, now like you start to feel it when you start socializing, like, because now like that space, like that network has become my friend circle. You know, we discuss business things only there, and we work very closely with each other. You'll see that umntu that's on that network is doing a collab business yakhe nomnye umntu that's on that. We share even accounting firms. If I want an auditor, I'm gonna probably use one of their auditors. I put it on the group, I'm looking for auditor guys for my company, and many people drop their auditors that they use. And you'll find that some of the people that are auditors are actually in the thing. You know, if I'm gonna use legal services, there's a lawyer on our group, Advocate Kobing. I'll probably contact her first. If it's within a field or within her reach, then, you know, I'd probably use her mostly, because we use each other in this network. So yeah, you start to see how serious business really is as you grow in business, as you learn more and meet more people within the space. Yeah, and the more people you meet, by the way, they'll speak about you in rooms where you're not.
Yeah,
you need to do that, bro. You need people who are going to be speaking about you in rooms where you're not there, because those are the people that are going to connect you to so much more.
Yeah, quick question. I remember we had a conversation on that business symposium. Yeah. Like it was the main question that I asked you. Like, you've done a lot, in
a very short period of time.
Yeah, I asked you your age. And then that shocked me.
It was crazy. It is crazy.
That shocked me.
Again, my age.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm 20.
20?
Yeah, very young.
I was gonna say that. He looks 20.
I'm very young. I'm very young, but I'm still. I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Nice,
I'm chilling.
Life, bro.
Nice.
Not even close. Not even close, guys.
You
Like,
want more?
there are people I know that are young that have already gone, like my age. Okay, I don't want to name her now, but I've got a close friend that I grew up with. Obviously, she's white, so you know maybe the degrees maybe are not the same. But you know, she's white, and we grew up together. And she's in the States now. She's in Texas.
Damn.
You know, working. She's got a farm in South Africa, but she's another friend of hers has got a farm in Texas, so she's staying on that farm. 20.
She's 20 as well.
Yeah, she's staying in Texas. I know 20 years that are staying in New Zealand from South Africa, from PE, that are now staying in New Zealand playing netball there. So it's like there are many people who aren't even here anymore. You know, people have left the country and are doing bigger things than me, and they're our age too. You know, there's a lot. I've heard that there's a girl. I haven't met her yet. I'm still looking out for her. And if you know her, please send her my way. I heard there's a girl who went to Alex. And she says, or apparently she's campaigning that she will be president by 2044. She's running for presidency in 2044. And I'm rooting for her. Shout out. I don't know her yet, but I love that type of confidence. I love people who say, like, cause she's working so hard now. She's working with a lot of brands. Apparently now she's a model also. I don't know her. As I said, I don't know her, but, apparently she's doing all of these things, and she's working towards her goal of being president or running for president in 2044. And I support things like that. You know, so shout out to her. And if you know her, please send her our way. I would love to collaborate with her.
Shout out.
Yeah, I'd love to collaborate with someone like that.
Is she black or what?
She's black. Well, I'm assuming she's black. I think she's black. Yeah, I think she's black.
Go for it. Why not?
A man.
Why not?
2024.
2024.
Elon Musk is launching robots.
I'm
done, you know.
I'm done, Elon Musk.
That's a whole
What
different
do you
conversation.
think will be happening in 2024?
Nah,
in
2044. No, I don't think we're going to be too far from where we are now.
That's
2034.
44.
But yeah, to cut things
44.
short,
44, that's like
abantu who
20
want to be
years.
in
10
business
from now.
or who are entrepreneurs, networking is a very important. It is, because you get to meet abantu who are in the same mentality that ukuyo kanye, same business okanye same track. Bon.
And this is a main izinto as well. Like, sukonqana uzama izinto. If it fails, it fails. Sukonqana uzama.
If you have an
Like,
idea,
because I've tried so many things, and so many of them have flopped, and so many of them have never even gotten big. So many of them have been wastes, so to speak, like busy waste. But for me, it's not a waste. It was a learning curve. You know, it's a learning curve to see, because you know, I've learned now about, okay, no, look, how can we build, like, how can I, like, learn from that to build my next thing, you know? And everything I use as a learning block. I don't think any of my failures were like proper failures. I still look at those things and I'm like, because I learned this and this and that. And also, I said all the time, we're now 20s. It's the best time to make mistakes. Let's just make a whole buttload of them all the way through, bro. Like, because you're gonna build from those mistakes. As long as you're falling forward, as Bliss says, fall forward. You know, as long as we keep falling forward, we are pumping the Kabelin.
I love the fact that now you guys embrace those learnings. But yes, I needed that. So that's
and I love speaking about failures. I think not enough people speak about their failures.
Yeah.
Not enough people talk about how much they're failing. You know, I look at people that I work with, some of my colleagues, and I'm thinking, shit, these people are doing so much better than me. So much better than me. I'm like, wow. Especially from SIA, Youth at SIA, the South African Institute of International Affairs. I work there too. And, you know, I see some of my colleagues, I'm like, why?
Doing a lot.
Wafisha, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And I'm like, whoa. But to get there, we're all running different races, and I see that way for now. You know, but obviously we help each other. Like obviously I help them out sometimes when I see, okay, I can help out, and they come through for me. I know a lot of people, and I've said it. I think when I was on Bumakapa TV recently, I think 2 weeks ago, I got an interview there, and I had shouted out a couple of names from people who came through for me when I had a project, and you know I needed people to come through. So. Yeah, we do help each other out, but they are doing such magnificent things, guys. Like there are bunnies that are young that are doing things. Tina, and I'll specifically say it. Tina Bandu that aren't there yet. We're lazy as fuck. We don't want to work, guys. We don't want to work.
But the thing is, let me speak out for our band, for my people. Like, boy, you got to take the risk to start as maybe. Masito, you're starting many businesses, but if finance are now, you don't have land to push you, but Scala's business.
Then look at something that doesn't need finance.
Where you get risk.
Then look at something that doesn't need finance. As I said, you could even start a garden in your yard.
Yeah.
Based to work off that. So you could do things within your means. You know, you can start off by washing cars.
Start small.
In fact, easy. You go work at like a Food Lovers. You go work at ShopRite, Spar for like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Just
then start your business.
Then you start a business.
Damn, boom.
You know, and then there's your money.
Coming back on as a scale, but if you wanna start your business, go back down to
let me take that. Take a picture, you see the picture, scale down until it gets to the small box where you are capable. And then from that okay, exactly, perfect example. You linked it well. You linked it very well. Yeah. You know, your first blog. I work at ShopRite. Yeah. I earn 5,000 rand per month. I'll save 1.5. I'm gonna work 4 months. So 1.5 times 4, that's 6,000. You know, now I've got 6,000. I'm in the second blog because now I've got capital.
Yeah.
What can I do with 6,000? Maybe I can buy equipment to open a car wash in a heavy loaded street where they are making, let's say now 7,000 per month. Take home. Now I can take home. You know, how much am I taking home? 3,000 now. I'm no longer taking out like 1.5. Save 3,000 for another 5 months, 6 months. You take that. Now you're in the next box. You've got, let's say, 20,000 saved up. You're in the next box. What business can I go into now with this 20,000?
Oh, perfect.
And I'm not saying kill the older business.
Yeah.
You can still have call a friend. Yeah, call a friend. I'm an bra. Maulienza le numshito selokshini. Hi bra. Kashele we le kawashi amapa nazi equipment sendinazo uzayenza le business. Khanza thatha yami card and thatha yakhe card. None. I've got this bigger business now. I take my 20,000. I go into construction. I'm building people's walls up at Lokshin. Start that business. Start that business.
You expand.
Yeah.
Now I can make, let's say I save within 6 months 40,000, 50,000. Now I've got a bigger picture. What can I do with 50,000?
Oh.
And ibulali na la construction business. I'm gonna get someone else who la construction business. I take my cut, but I've got this bigger business now.
Even the network is also now climbing with
it's growing with you. Like you see how we start from nothing. We start from zero.
Powers, building walls.
And this is something you can do in 2 years. Because it's 4 months of ShopRite, you still got another 8 months of the year. You do the 6 months of the car wash business. You know, you still have another 2 months of the year. That's where you start planning your construction business. The next year you do 6 months of construction business. You still got 6 months left. You go into tenders, the construction, because now you've got that 50,000, so you can jump into tenders. You do tender construction for the next 6 months. You come out with 100,000 for the next year. 2 years you've made 100,000.
Damn.
And you've got 3 businesses. You've got 3 businesses. You've got 100,000 cash. You can go into another business.
What's stopping?
Why are we lazy?
If not now, then when?
Why are we lazy?
That's some valuable information.
You know, so that's what I'm like. I hate this excuse of I've got nothing. Guys, Lendo Sana Itadabu. we didn't plan it.
Yeah,
We
it's
thought
just
of it
normal
off the top of the
conversation.
head. So that's why I'm like, if we can think of something like that off the top of the head that can make you 100,000 in 2 years, please stop telling me I've got no options.
That's where the Forbidden Fruit podcast came all about. This type of conversation and knowledge, people need this as indoor so that they can start whatever they're doing. And
Yeah.
but thing is, knowledge. People lack knowledge. That's why it's so good up in life. And if you knew,
And I'm about to get so comfortable. I know people from my warm up, by the way, from here. That I also worked at Food Lovers. I've been there. So I'm telling you, by the way, I've worked at Food Lovers. I've been there. So, you know, motion, you know. So, you know, you sit there and I'm not shaming people now, but like, you'll see people who've been doing it for 15 years and I'm like,
they don't see the bigger picture.
you know, you haven't grown even Napana within the store. So I'm like, why haven't you thought of ways to take this thing out and do something on the side? But also at the same time, there are people within Food Lovers that are doing so well. Baupet's got a business on the side. He motor that need branding and stuff like that. He makes his money and he still works at Food Lovers. So I'm saying, you know, not all of us are called to do great things. So maybe you won't quit in 4 months. You will stay there for 10 years. Great, you can do that. But why aren't you using some of the money, save up bits and parts? I know like Unomdana or anything, so normally means you're saver. But if you can save 100 rand, 200 rand, whatever money you have, I can stop smoking for 6 months. You know, I can stop drinking for a year.
Time is moving forward.
Yeah, so like, stop something and save la mal bukalu and build something.
And start something.
Build something. There's opportunities, guys. Just think out of the box.
Yeah, and I love this also how like it corresponds with like, you know, I didn't think of, you know, books as something that can change one's life. Okay, there is a podcast, fine. Okay, there is a podcast, but let me go back to Lando that I always say, in terms of usebenza. Like, okay, now I'm an engineer, I'm a pilot, I'm a lawyer, whatever, making this certain amount of money. But do I want to work for the rest of my life, Joe? Do I save and start something small on the side, and then as I grew, like as I grow on, I can like full time by law, and then like my business is gonna start making me money. I can want to dive into as new roles, get into business, so yeah, I feel like abantu that especially like abantu that are in like one of these high paying jobs, take la mali. You can do a lot for it, especially with I don't know if you have gone through Lenaga of real estate.
No, I haven't been, but I've looked at real estate. I've looked at real estate, and I met 2 guys in Joburg, young guys who were in real estate, and we're talking for some time. I hope to talk to them again when I've got finance for real estate thingy finance. Especially if you're gonna go independent. If you're going to go at least like, and you're gonna be an agent, you're gonna get that's a job, girl. That's a job. That's not a business. So you're employed, girl. If we're gonna go that route, maybe and that's a route that you can do at the matric. Just a matric certificate. If you've got a matric certificate, a license, and a car, and a laptop, you can do it. But obviously, some people will say, "But I don't have a car, but I don't have a laptop." Those are and those are expensive things. I won't lie. But real estate is a difficult one because you do need finance for real estate. You can't just go into real estate with your hands like this. It doesn't work. And finance. Real estate.
But are you looking into it though?
Yes, I am. Nice. But I've got
Nice.
bigger dreams than real estate. So if I don't make a turn there, don't blame me. Don't say, "Oh, it's no, I've got bigger plans." So if I make enough money to go into real estate, but I think at that time, I got a man and going to another business and it'll get me quicker to my goal, then I'll definitely choose something else that will get me quicker to my goal than real estate. But real estate is a good one. It's a big market. I think there's a lot of money in real estate, and property never dies. And
That's one thing.
That's why I said infrastructure.
Yeah.
Infrastructure, property never dies. It's industry. So yeah, you can't go wrong with property.
Okay.
Damn.
Shakes.
Damn.
Wanna sum it up?
Nah, bro,
Hour,
like
15 minutes.
that was a lot of talking
Yo,
for the day.
right,
Now
yeah.
you must sivale, man.
Yeah.
Sivale.
Pele,
Sivan.
wanna do closing?
Kasenzeli honors.
Closing the honors.
Okay, save all of guys. Bye bye. Thanks.
What is that?
Okay, guys. Thank you for joining the live. I think for today, we're done. We've said a lot. If you were watching and listening, I think that's pretty much every detail you need to start a business for yourself. Okay, if you wanna move on with life, you just gotta dedicate yourself to what you're moving into. So yeah, I think that's it for us today.
We'll leave Ntsika's details.
Even my email, I can drop my email. Definitely my number.
Everything.
Yeah,
link in the description, baby. You feel it.
Kuyo yonke loo nto ningathendwa personally or nifuni.
Ningambuzi ba single or what. Just leave that. No, it's not.
Cutting short, yonke into sayishare in the comments, yonke loo nto. And if nine questions or you want to dive into more details, feel free to link us up on email address yetu. It's fruitforbidden04@gmail.com, or you can text us go Instagram forbidden fruit, nalapha go Facebook, Sikhona, YouTube, anywhere. Feel free. Any topic that you want to talk about.
You want to be a virus, but we don't cause harm.
We are the good virus.
I'll respond. I'll definitely respond.
Yeah,
I'm not
nice. As the details, I can see it's for business wise, not personal. Business wise. Business wise.
On the 9th of November. On the 9th of November.
Okay.
Inge-9.
Hopefully not change.
Okay. So guys, abantu be-fruit. Fruit. Watch. On the 9th of November, we're having an event with Billy Breeze.
I'm sorry.
On the 9th of November, we're having an event, not Billy Breeze. It's a live podcast chill session. We're gonna leave a post on social zetu. Please pull up, support the boys zenu, keep doing what we're doing because of Nina. So yeah, keep it short.
We're gonna expand and dwell about what we're gonna talk about. Alright, through you build up to the event. So you guys wanna stick around and find out. And the fruit is out here.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.